Hello and welcome to Extra Time, a GamePitch podcast segment exclusive to YouTube. If you don't know, I'm Eli, and on the line I've got JD.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for watching Extra Time.
It's a good week, man. Like there's a lot of stories. There's like a lot. There's more than we usually have for Extra Time, which is fine because we're gonna go through this lightning quick. What's the first story, pal?
It's all about UFC 4, and it has leaked online ahead of its reveal. It had a Microsoft Store page. It even went so far as to have a Microsoft Store page for the UFC 4 beta, which I think all of that now has like completely disappeared. And that's about it because I don't care much more about UFC beyond that.
Yeah, I didn't know there was a UFC 1 through 3. Like, I honestly had no idea they had a video game, so that shows what I know. Something else I don't know about is an anime that's coming out. It's for The
Oh,
World Ends With You, and this is I can't escape Tetsuo Nomura. I can't escape Kingdom Hearts and the nonsense. If you don't know, The World Ends With You is one of his games. Zippers abound, lots of large pockets and shoes, very fashionable. I actually really like The World Ends With You, but I'm not sure that we need an anime for this. These guys appear in one of the Kingdom Hearts games too, hanging out with Sora. So it's just big sneakers and crazy, crazy anime hair. So uh, hopefully it's good.
hopefully it's good.
Yeah,
Hopefully.
Neku's a cool character. Yeah, why not?
Our next story on Extra Time is all about autonomous or nearly autonomous factory that's sole purpose is to pump out PlayStations. And I feel like, we live in a fairly automated world already, but this specific factory has like 10 people that work there, I think. Like a few humans, and the rest of it is just straight up robots. And the humans are doing like the absolute worst task where like all they're doing is putting motherboards on a conveyor belt, and then there's two humans at the end who just kind of package stuff up, which also feels like could be a robot's job. But apparently, this factory is part of the reason that Sony is able to have such massive scales of economy. And it's a fascinating look at the tech that builds the game consoles that we all play and love.
I look forward to not having a job. Robots for life.
What's next, Eli?
So there's this really interesting thing when it comes to Smash Brothers game covers. Someone uncovered this on Twitter and they kind of just shared some of the pictures, but essentially on the Melee back of box, you have it saying an all-star brawl is on, and the next game in the series is called Brawl. On the back cover of Brawl, it says "Welcome to the Ultimate Showdown," and a future game in the series is called Smash Bros. Ultimate. So are they teasing things? Do they just like the same words? Who knows? The 64 version does not say Melee anywhere on the back, so it's you have to speculate if they actually know what they're doing or if this is just a happy accident.
It's only a matter of time until this story makes its way over to the subreddit conspiracy theories, and people just take it and run away with it in absolutely the worst possible ways. Speaking of something else that is the worst possible thing ever, 30 minutes of Assassin's Creed Valhalla gameplay leaked online and then was quickly pulled down. It looked like a newer build of the game. I don't know if you got to see any of it. I've seen some mirrors that people took. They've showed some of the skill trees. They've showed some of the mechanics, the moving around. And I think the general consensus is,
Yeah, big meh, hands up, meh all the way. I mean, it's a leak, so
it is a leak, but meh. What you got?
hard meh. Well, we've talked a lot about acquiring studios in the past on our show here, but it looks like Sony, after their big old Fortnite bid, might be interested in acquiring Liu, which is the holding company behind such game developers as Digital Extremes and Splash Damage, among others. But
Huh.
what's really cool about this is that Liu actually has the license for Lord of the Rings games, so that
Ooh.
might be a really interesting exclusive for Sony to acquire in their catalog to have the license to make exclusive Lord of the Rings games for the PlayStation consoles. So this is another rumor out there, but it does seem like they are very serious about acquiring a large percentage to own this or take over this little cornucopia of studios.
Wow, that would be a massive coup for Sony as well to have exclusives only for Lord of the Rings. That would be huge.
Oh yeah.
Something else that would be huge is Silent Hill fans finally getting a new Silent Hill game so they can all shut up about having not gotten a Silent Hill game for a long time. There's some rumors that are starting to swirl about on the internet that we might actually get a new Silent Hill announcement at the rumored August event that Sony's going to be doing for their new State of Play. We don't know if it's true or not, but please God let it happen so I can stop hearing about people wanting a new Silent Hill game.
Poor Silent Hill fans. Well, we're going to pivot now to poor Sega fans. And instead of getting only 4 games on their little mini Game Gears, there's a miniature arcade cabinet that's going to have 36 whole games. Yeah, it actually
Woo!
looks cute. It is cute
It's really
looking.
nice.
I
It's
like
really
it.
cute. It's really cute. We talked about poor Silent Hill fans. We talked about poor Sega fans. Let's talk about poor EA executives making too much money. A big investor group this week has issued and noticed that EA executives are making too much money. It's the same investor group that put Activision Blizzard's executives on blast a couple months ago. And so what's going to change? Probably nothing, because the world is bad. And these people all make a lot of money on the backs of developers that are probably paid far too little. And that's all I have to say about that. Eli, tell me about more EA things.
The Sims has a competition show coming, a reality show. And the real question that I have is, JD, how are you not on this show?
How did I not get the callback on this one, honestly? How did I
It's
not get the callback?
it's an offense. That's really all I have to say about that matter. It's a true villainy, a betrayal most foul, scumbaggery at its highest.
Scumbaggery at its highest. Moving on to our next story, Sony investor presentation points to the PS5 streaming, possibly streaming new releases as well. Blah blah blah. Lots of boring corporate talk, but it's mostly going to focus on games, downloads, and streaming games, according to this slide deck. And so we might get more streaming focused console. I don't know how early into the PS5's life they're looking to do this, or if it's going to be a later feature that they add after the eventual PS5 Slim Pro comes out. But that's something that's on the docket.
You gotta follow the lead of Stadia.
Our favorites.
Our next story is all about Tetris and how they have a daily game show on Twitter. Why is there a Tetris trivia show on Twitter? It's just like it's just like we got a name. It's like that guy who's like, I've got a this, I've got a that, smash them together. Like, oh, like Tetris trivia. Like, what? Why? I don't get it, man.
I don't get it either, but I am extremely happy it exists. So the internet is cool. And to round out and to further emphasize how cool the internet is, the final hours of Half-Life Alyx has been released. It's an interactive storybook that you can get on Steam. It chronicles all about Valve, the build up to creating Half-Life Alyx, and it's written by Jeff Keighley, which is super cool because 22 years ago, Jeff Keighley made the final hours of Half-Life as a college student while he was visiting Valve. And so in between then and now, he's become obviously one of the biggest names in gaming news, which is just to say that I feel like the real Jeff Keighley disappeared 22 years ago and was replaced by some sort of a robot in Valve Studios.
I could not have known that you were going to go there to take it there. We might as well just go back to Sony's automated robot factory and make PS5s. That's probably where Jeff Keighley was actually manufactured.
Jeff Keighley actually has been the real Jeff Keighley has been putting out pleas for help on the back of Smash Bros. Games for years now.
And with that, that brings us to the end of Extra Time here for the GamePitch podcast. Check us out on Google, Spotify, and of course, Apple. Yeah, I almost forgot.
You forgot about
Apple. Was it a pregnant pause or did I forget? They'll never know, except for we just talked about it. Either way, you could catch us on Mondays. We have our draft segment and extra time segments that live exclusively on YouTube. And of course, Top 4 and More drops Wednesdays. Thank you for being a fan of the Game Pitch brand. We love you.
Thank you for listening to our YouTube stuff. We enjoy it, and I hope you do too.